Tribe.
Hey. Welcome to the Disconnect, where reconnection is the dialect. I am Eyebee knowing. I got my co-host.
Yes, Lord, J No. You know what it is.
Yes.
We finna get into a very special episode.
What's so special about it? What's so special?
Man, it's just, it's the brethren, a good guy, man. We got a special guest today. We got Mr. Robin Anderson, you know what I mean? Community activist, all that. It just I've been there with him, watching them, boots on the ground, really in the community, in the net, just networking, and just real great guy, sincere guy, you know what I mean? And just ambition just to really help the people and just, and just do something that's greater than him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So real good guy, But before we get into it, I definitely want to shout out our sponsors.
Okay.
Wildlife Vodka, if you're going to drink responsibly, So, but with no further ado, please welcome Mr. Robin Anderson.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings, man. I appreciate that, man. I was trying to figure out who you was talking about, man. When he coming, you know what I'm saying?
Talking about the guy.
Right,
the guy.
Right. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. So, yeah.
So if you will, I know I didn't give you the rolling intro, but just, let them know about, who you are in terms of your purpose and what you got going on for the community, because I can only say so much,
Yeah, that's always been a challenge for me, talking about what I do, but I'm more of I see a need, I put my energy into it, you know what I mean? And so that's been my life, from if I can remember up until now, since when my mom and my dad instilled in me, and I just keep pushing, you know. And so, but right now, my focus is running for Texas State Representative, District 139 or whatnot. So
okay.
that's my goal. Right now, the district is how can I put it to you? A lot of the quote unquote political energy right now is either you're going to go left or right.
Right.
And some people feel like, okay, well, what if I want to go left or right? You know what I mean? And so that's why I chose to go independent, because I want people to have a third option. You know what I mean? Who has their interest in mind, not just for the political agenda or whatnot. Right. It is not knock against anybody. Hey, y'all do what y'all feel. But we've seen how the last 50, 60 years are the results of getting behind a certain party, how it's not benefiting the community.
Right.
Okay, so speaking on left and right, what does left and right consist of, and what do you separate from that?
So left and right is either you're Democrat or you're Republican.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I would off camera, y'all were kind of going over a certain party that started out a certain way, and then another one came, which was with the Republican Party, which first was the majority of black people, right? But then somehow it shifted. I think it shifted when JFK got in office and it was promising these things to the community that looked like us. We weren't getting a whole lot of resources. So that's when welfare came around. That's when the whole shift happened. So now the Democratic Party is mostly us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so now it's Democrat or Republican. I think you got, green tea, libertarian, stuff like that, but that's still not benefiting, to me, it's not benefiting us.
Right. So, our primary goal on this show is to basically build on the disconnects, you know what I mean, and connect the people. So a lot of us do not vote, I feel like a lot of the young people, I'm gonna say that, and they don't understand the purpose of voting, you know what I mean? And they feel like it doesn't benefit them. So if you could, enlighten them on to what degree that, voting, that, how it would represent them and how it could help them.
And that's a good question, because it's so broad, but on a micro level, voting does matter, because it affects our roads, it affects school budgeting, it affects everything. If you're on government assistance, it starts here first and then goes up or whatnot. So even if you're not voting, you're still voting. So case in point, we did a segment on people running for mayor. Mm-hmm. So we went. I think the league's women voters. They went and had a whole diagram of all the people who were registered. Who were running for mayor. They had one gentleman on there on his bio say he's a magician, and he wants to show people how to magically change something. Right?
What?
Same thing I said. I'm like, so suppose this gentleman, and don't get me wrong, hey, everybody got a right to run, but suppose this gentleman is want to make sure that he puts some policies in place to where now you got to cut off your right leg to get government assistance.
Yeah.
And they say he got in, but I don't want that. But you didn't vote to say you didn't want it,
Right.
So technically, you voted,
Right.
You know what I mean? So on that count, so that's what we're dealing with. You know what I mean? So, but the thing is, we have to find the resources to find people of what they stand on,
right,
or whatnot.
Right.
Check the receipts,
right.
You know what I mean? Hope to answer your question.
Right. Yeah, it definitely did answer it. So like books, roads, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, which is, I think that really matters because it's a lot of schools in the hood that don't have those type of resources. You know what I mean? But like you said, I guess if they voted to put the right person on the local level, you know what I mean,
Right.
they probably have that ability to, you know, to garnish those resources.
A lot of people are just not educated on exactly what they need. Like a lot of people, things will be like right in front of their face, and they don't see it because it's not like really directly affecting them, right? So they don't really really know, you know, like what's going on. So I think that even with just like, you know, educating ourselves more. Like I told you, even off the air when I was telling you, I'm gonna be learning a lot about things, you know, and stuff. So this is like a learning, you know, thing for me as well.
All I'm gonna say is jump in head first because that's the only way I did it. You know, when I attended Prairie View A&M, PB, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
Oh yeah. All right, PV. Shout out to PV. Shout out to
I
PV.
went to PV.
You know, I majored in political science, and you know, I didn't really get engaged in the community until I got out of college or whatnot. You know, there was a guy, he was a Black Panther mentor of mine named Dr. Mario Obadeli, God rest his soul. Man, he just kind of showed me the ropes a little bit, you know, and it's like, even when I knew I was going to run for office one day. I didn't know when, you know, but when I decided I wanted to, you know, it's always you got to find a mentor, somebody to teach you, right? But when I tell you, it was that find a mentor was far and few between. People was kind of shunning me away, like I was going, you know, like I'm coming to take their place.
Right.
I mean, but you should be training your predecessor.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so, but there was one gentleman, good man, good brother, man. I mean, he might be something to somebody else, but to me, he's a good brother. Is Judon Boney. Judon Boney, man.
You talk about him a lot.
I do, man. That's real dude, man. He's the one who put me to the side, man. He gave me a consultation one time. I just knew I was ready to run. Yeah. He sat me down. I gave him my spiel. I wasn't ready, and I respect that because it's from a man who already been there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so, but basically, what he did, he said, "Look," because he was running for comptroller at the time. Comptroller is the person that's over the money in the city. Okay. He's running for that seat, and so he said, "Look, I can't pay you," but he said, "But just, you know, watch what I do." I was like, "Man, when do I come? Let me know when. You know, I'm coming." You know, so he showed me the game, showed me how to get involved and how to engage people, how to, you know, engage the community, and just have boots on the ground.
Right.
That's really what it says. It's really grassroots.
Right. So do you have people that you mentor as well? Like
if somebody's interested. I do the same thing what somebody did for me.
Right, you're receptive.
Come on,
receptive for it. Yeah,
come on. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pull you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But if you want to come on.
Yeah, got that.
That's awesome. So, I guess what I want to know is, in that position, what are you plan? What are your plans? You know, for the people. Like, what are you planning to basically set up?
That's a good question. And I think when you have forums and candidate forums for candidates, they always ask, "What are you going to do? What are you going to do?" I can have all the plans in the world, but let's say for right now, I want to expand this highway out here, but the highway is fine, but we know we got some schools over here that need money, but I want to focus on that. But y'all want the schools, but no, I want to do this.
Right.
No, it's the plan should be what y'all want, what the community, what the district needs. You know what I'm saying? So I know we got some issues of human trafficking. We got some issues of, you know, schools being closed. And I get all that, but what do y'all need? What do y'all want? That's when I go in and go look for. Hey, no, my stakeholders want this.
Right.
This is what we want.
Right.
That's what I'm fighting for. Okay. Being independent means I'm fighting for the people, not the party.
Right.
Okay, that's what's up. So we're gonna kind of go on a macro level right quick, bring it up. Just want to get your take and your feedback, you know, on how you feel about it. You know, you got, for the presidential seat, you got Trump, and you got, I guess, Biden. I think Biden's running again, right? Who do you think will be, now that we've seen Trump's position, we've seen him in office, we've seen Biden in office, who do you think would be the lesser evil? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Who do you think will benefit us more?
I think the person that's going to benefit us more is Cornel West. He's running as independent.
Oh, is he?
His third choice. So we've already seen these two.
Yeah.
Let's see what this gentleman can do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Cornel West.
Okay.
Wasn't ready for that answer.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for that. I didn't know he was, that Cornel West was running.
Yeah, he's running. And it's kind of on even on a micro level, because you didn't know on a macro. On micro, a lot of folks who I know don't know I'm running as well because of it's not mainstream. So I really have to get on the ground. I really have to get in there and mess some shoes up and knock on some doors. You know what I'm saying? So to get on the ballot, I have to have 500 signatures just to get on the ballot. So once I'm on there, it's all guns blazing. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I get a head start against the quote unquote competition.
Right.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
That's good to know, man. People that don't know, Cornel West is running for president.
Cornel West is running for president.
Because I never heard of. I never even, So
okay.
I got to look into that.
So I mean, me personally, I look at Trump and Biden, and just kind of go into that. Like I'm not a fan of either one of them. Let's be clear. Yeah. Not a fan of either one of them. And I know a lot of time we scream what the president gonna do for us.
Check.
You know what I mean? It appears I'm gonna say allegedly this man racist. This man, he got his.
Talking about Trump.
Yeah, we're gonna just say allegedly. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go into whether he is or not. You know what I'm saying? But collectively though, I feel like indirectly, he directly most affected us through the stimulus checks. Now I don't know if that was completely him, his doing, And I feel like our last episode we talked about people shooting the messenger. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to the message, Right. And I mean, as far as the action, I'm me personally, I'm able to take my feelings out. You know what I'm saying? Situation. You know what I'm saying? And say, you know what? I don't care for you. You know what I'm saying? Even if we was to collectively build us, you know what I'm saying? We have to have the ability to take ourselves, our little personal issues, you know what I'm saying, out of it. You know what I'm saying? That's it's like, look, we build it for the collective. You know what I'm saying? So that was just my take. I don't, on the scenario.
There's a scenario or a story popping up in my head. I watched the Resurrection, the Tupac movie, right? Not the last one came, but one before that. He actually narrated, and he gave a story when he was in prison. He said there was a skinhead dude approached him. He wanted an autograph. He said, man, dude, how you gonna be a skinhead that you don't like black people, but you want my autograph? Yeah. But the dude respected him. So because you have a right to be who you are, right? That's your right. But there's a common ground. So Pac said, you know what? I respect that enough because you and he humbled himself to come to you. I'm gonna get his autograph, regardless because you're a racist. You know what I'm saying? But he's still a fan, right? You see what I'm saying? So that's how I look at it with Trump or even with Biden or anybody that's we all got our flaws or we have our mindsets. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, we have to have a collective on how to push this narrative forward. Right. You know what I'm saying? Working together. Right.
Right. Most definitely. Man, is there anything else that you like to share with the people? I mean, we definitely appreciate you coming out and sharing your wisdom. Because a lot of us don't vote because we feel like there's no need for us to vote. You know what I mean? And I feel like you said a mouthful, to push people to move forward. You know what I'm saying? At least on the local level. If they don't move on the national level, but at least on the local level.
Locals would matter. It really does.
Right. And I ain't gonna lie, I was for like the past maybe couple years, and I was like that too. I'm like, man, I ain't finna vote. Ain't no point in voting. You know what I mean? I stopped voting. I was like, ain't no point. You know? And then just kind of having these conversations, these dialogues with you, these one-on-one dialogues, kind of just like put that
right. As long as it's that's all that matters. Some people ain't want to do a
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a seed planted.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so we got to nurture the seeds. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if it's anything that you could share with them, any wisdom that you can impart, I know you said a lot already, or just shout out to, even if in that case, shout out to, your social medias and all that stuff too as well, I
appreciate that. First of all, thank y'all for having me. You know what I mean? Like I say, I know it's y'all are, it's a tough lane to navigate in. You know what I mean? To find your lane, find your niche, to help the community and everything else. Whatnot. So I applaud y'all, so... but what I would impart on people is don't just get involved when it's time to vote. You have other ways of getting involved prelude to the voting process or whatnot. So you have things called like your HOAs or your civic clubs and things. Those are the first lines of defense when it comes down to getting things done or whatnot. And so, because like your city council person is your representation of the smaller level of like your HOAs and your civic clubs, right? So if you wait just to have all your issues and put it on them, they're going to be bombarded because you got a whole district that you got to rig. So, but no, start here in your civic club first. Get involved with civic club HOAs. They got something out there called Super Neighborhood.
Is HOA, is that for a homeowner association? Is
Yes.
that something different? Okay, I just wanted to clarify, make sure that that's not two different things with different acronyms.
HOA is your homeowner association because when they charge you money to be a part of their HOA, you have a say so in what's going on.
Right.
So get involved.
Right.
Challenge the president. See where the money is going. Because it's like I say, even something as simple as having a big sign on the marquee when you first come into your neighborhood. That's your HOA.
Right.
You know what I mean? So so start there first. You know what I'm saying? Then see how it affects because it does make a difference.
Right.
You're right, because in my crib we had an HOA and I didn't get involved. But I'm paying monthly for HOA fee.
And they can even go so far as to tell you, like, if you could chop down a tree in your yard and stuff like that. Like
I had a flat tire in my yard. In my car parked in the yard. They came and tell me about my flat tire.
Yeah, like they don't.
Yeah.
Like, hold on, bro.
Yeah, because they feel like it's going to affect their property value.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
And it does. It does. It does, yeah.
So that's what I would impart. So y'all make sure to get involved locally, even because PTAs are dying, PTO, whatever you want to call it. All these little things that we had to be engaged in school and be engaged in homes, this is first lines of defense. We got to get back involved.
Right.
I was having a conversation with somebody at my job, a customer, and I was like, how did the disconnect happen? What was it? Was it social media? What was it? Why aren't we, like when I was growing up, in my neighborhood, I knew everybody on my street.
Right.
I may not talk to them,
Right.
but I knew them.
Right.
Now, couldn't tell you.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's where the issue is.
Right.
So being involved in HOA, you know who your neighbors are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that way, we can make this change.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Starting from the ground, I feel
Start from the ground, yes, sir.
So if you can't give a moment, shout out your social media, your handles, or, where
Most
people can
definitely.
reach you at, and ways that they can support the campaign.
Gotcha. So to support my campaign, you can go to www.voterobinanderson.com. On there, there's a donation button. All right.
Ding.
I'm gonna say it again one more time for them. Donation.
Yeah, donation button. Also, you can volunteer, be a part of my newsletter and things like that. I also have a podcast. I'm on YouTube, Politically Street. I'm on Instagram, Politically Street, and then my Facebook page is Politically Street or Robin J. Anderson. Either one of those, you can find me in a community near you.
Awesome, man. Once again, we thank you.
Really
The honor is ours.
Yeah.
To have you come out and share this wisdom and share this knowledge with the people.
Most
So we're gonna definitely make some changes. You know what I'm saying? You inspired me to make some changes.
You already doing it,
in
man.
a way.
You already doing
And
it.
I learned some stuff today. I definitely learned some stuff off air and on air. And I just really appreciate you, your time and energy.
And
Because you could have been anywhere else, but you
came in here.
decided to be here with us. Yeah, so.
What we say, the labor is few and the harvest is plenty, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's move on to that.
You ain't know that. You ain't know that. So what they didn't know, Jay, know? What is it that the people did not know?
So what they did not know. Normally, y'all, I be knowing to be doing this, but I'm gonna hold it down for the day.
Yeah, hold it down.
You know
Just
what I
hold it
mean?
down.
So we ain't know that basically before the Democratic Party was the Populist Party. After the Reconstruction era was the Populist Party. It was called the People's Party. And the Populist Party was consistent of basically poor white farmers and poor black farmers, just anybody that was struggling,
Right.
And so there was, this is basically the prelude to the Democratic Party. So then what happened was it basically was an opposition based on the rich versus the poor.
Right.
That's what it was, And to be honest, to me, that's what it is today.
now.
Right.
But people just don't realize that they've created so many division lines in between.
Right.
So what they ended up doing to the poor white farmers, they like, look, come on over this way. We're gonna take care of y'all. We're gonna shoot you a little payola, shoot you a little bread. We're gonna get y'all straight.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then from there, that's where the Democratic Party formed. So a lot of people, black people today, like, oh, Democrat. But they don't know the history of the Democratic Party. You know what I mean?
How it came about.
Right. And, you know, and for the same reason why the brother Rob is running independent.
Right.
You know, so a lot of they don't know that. So that's what we have.
Did they know that?
You ain't know that.
They ain't know that.
Most definitely.
Yes,
so, Key, when we wrapping it up, what would you say the disconnect is in all this?
I would say the disconnect is ignorance. The disconnect is we don't know enough. And a lot of us, and I even spoke to you off air when I was telling you, a lot of us get turned off, you know, kind of fast before our feet really actually get wet, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm just really just kind of getting into it or whatever. So there's a lot of things that people don't know. They don't really understand on the micro and the, you know, the macro level, like how it's affecting them. So I would say ignorance is the disconnect. We need to really educate ourselves and educate each other, like every chance we get, to make sure that that, you know, people really have a good understanding of, you know, of what's going on. Because a lot of people walking around, they don't know, and that's why they don't care.
Right, most definitely. I would say that's the disconnect. Is what I think you summed it up as ignorance and just not understanding. And when we say ignorance, we don't mean ignorant like in the black folks. We be taking stuff out of context.
Ignorant. We ain't say ignorant. Ignorant. It's the difference between ignorant and ignorant, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ignorant is just meaning by the root definition, lack of knowledge.
Lack of knowledge.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And not understanding. So not somebody dumb or stupid.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So to add that clarity, but because we don't know, and we think that it doesn't. You know, we have no voice. We have no say so.
Right.
It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So we just roll with the punches. So most definitely, I would say that is the disconnect as well.
Right.
You know,
I want to interject something real quick too, and not to belittle what y'all are saying, but this is deliberate. Mm-hmm. We've been lulled. Our people have been lulled to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they're putting these things in front of you. Like I say, the divisiveness to lull you to sleep.
Right.
Like city council meet from 10 in the morning, I think, to like 11, 11:30, 12, whatever. Mm-hmm. So 95% of people are what?
sleep.
At work.
Yeah.
So how can we go down there and voice our opinions on things that we need if we're at work and while they making choices
decisions?
for us?
Yeah.
So that's what we have to rely on our city council person. But if the city council person is not transparent or having these meetings to say, hey, look, this is what came across my desk. How do y'all want me to vote?
Right.
It's not happening.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
That's deep. That's deep. That's deep.
That's what it is. Being low to sleep.
Definitely, man. We definitely appreciate you adding that sauce to the disconnect. You added that flavor that they're gonna savor.
Absolutely.
So, a little bit of gumbo, you know.
So as we head on out, make sure y'all following us on all social media platforms.
All of them.
You know, whether you're on TikTok before they ban it, Instagram, Facebook. You know what I'm saying? So Facebook, the Disconnect Podcast. Same thing as TikTok, IG, the Disconnect Podcast _. So once again, we thank y'all for tuning in. We're going to see y'all next time on the next episode. Peace and blessings. Peace.
I have learned to piece together pieces that you broke. I can see through all of the deceitful things you wrote. I have managed cracking all the secrets to the codes. You swerved into my lane like you were sleeping on the road. Said we weren't indigenous and brought us here as slaves. Wrote yourself in her story and tore us out the page. Trying to cover up that you're the one that's out of place. Then wonder why my people wildin' out and in the rage. Bitch, you lied, we've been certified. My ancestors own this shit, I know that hurt your pride. I'm witnessing truth and lies unfold before my eyes. Prison in the flesh, oh what a time to be alive. Understand that white folks not our only enemies. We got those against us that still look like you and me. Just because you talk that talk don't mean you're fooling me. Cause I don't need a savior long as I stay true to me.